Hello dear first year students, welcome to English classroom. I am S. Srikanth, Assistant Professor of English. In this lecture, we will see a topic which is very important aspect of our life, that is value orientations, right? As you all know, you are grown up, you have so many values, you have your own value systems, you might have learned so many values from your parents, from your school teachers, from your society, from your neighborhood, and so many other sources. But what are these values? Why should have an orientation? Why should be educated about values? That is the question, right? So these values are very important for our life. Unless you have values, however much you achieve in your life, at one point of time you will fall down. On the other hand, if you are a man of values, if you hanker to some values, definitely you can face the obstacles of your life, difficulties in your life, and come out of them very easily. So it's very important and imperative on your part to really inculcate values. You should never live without values. Those values will definitely come in handy during the times of distress. When the chips are down, the values are for you. So some value or the other will come and help you, and that will bring you out of that, distressful situation or helpless situation in your life. So in this video, we're going to see two very important values. Are you ready? Here we go. First one is actions speak louder than words. It's very useful. What we call an expression. Is it not real? Tell me. Actions, whatever you speak, that should be reflected in your actions. If you simply speak words and you don't live up to those words, then people will not consider you as a man of worth. They will consider you as man of words but not man of worth. If really people, if you really want the people to value and respect you, you should fulfill your promises. Whatever you utter, you must live up to them. Whatever you promise, you live up to them. You should give some kind of certainty to the people with whom you speak. If you go on making false promises and not fulfilling them, your own family members will laugh at you and degrade you. On the other hand, if you don't speak anything, but you go on giving them, even without promising, also go on giving them and go on delivering things to them, then definitely you will be held in high esteem in their eyes. According to them, you will be a great person, man of potential, man of material. So that is the advantage of living up to our promises. So don't do false promises. If you don't live up to them, you are simply making hollow promises. Here is a write-up from our textbook. Yes, I'll go to that. This is the textual what we call passage. It is a fact that when we actually do something, instead of just using words and not really translating words into actions, it means much more to ourselves and to others. So you speak so many things to the people, and if you don't translate those words into actions, those words should translate into reality. You should show the concrete results. Then people will look at you with admiration. On the other hand, if you don't give what you speak, then people will consider you as a very third grade or lower order human being. So these words mean a lot to you and mean a lot to others also. They give a lot of importance to your words, whether you are living up to those words. Once you uttered a word, You should always fulfill at least to some 70% or 80%, right? So if you don't live up to them, then immediately you have to, you cannot take back those words. Only three things cannot be taken back, cannot be retreated in your life: spoken word, lost opportunity, and some other thing. Okay, these things cannot be retrieved in your life. So once you speak something, you have to live up to them, right? So it is quite easy to speak and say all sorts of pleasing things, but it is much more of a task to do things. Speaking is very easy. You can go on speaking and making tall promises and okay, make them please. Telling stories is very simple, but even fulfilling a single task is much more difficult, right? And putting them into practice is much more difficult. That is why we say that actions speak louder than words. If you go on, you shout at people, you climb a tall building and shout at your villagers that I will do this, I am this and that. They listen. They don't admire, just they don't give you claps. End of the day, when the time comes, they will equate your words and your actions, whether you have really delivered what you have spoken. Okay, you don't speak anything to them, but you deliver. Then these words will do more talking, right? For example, in the game of cricket, what happens when distractors, okay, go on criticizing some great batsman? What does he do finally? On fine day, gets into the ground and he hits a century. So all the mouths, distractors and the criticizers' mouths will be shut. So he didn't do any talking. His bat did all the talking. Okay, it's bat does the talking, but he didn't do any talking. Your actions must speak, not your words. Okay. For example, when you join the college, okay, on the first day you speak a lot, and people are observing you. Okay, and the day comes when it is time for you to deliver. The initial days of your joining the college are very important. Remember, you have to okay keep a low profile during the early days, and you don't okay. Somebody might speak so many things, tall things, great things, this and that. They boast about okay their great achievements, but ultimately, after 1 or 2 days, true colors will come out. Who has the real worth and who don't have the real worth. An example can be made of the politicians. Politicians' promises is a great example, real good example for this. In India, in our society, during the time of electioneering, they come to villages and they also come into the narrowest of okay lanes and they say so many things. I'll virtually change your okay gutter into a paradise. They say, but they disappear. They will come again after 5 years, and people will forget by the time. Okay, if the people's memory had been so good, then they won't come to us. But we tend to forget things. That is the problem. When the elections are near, they make speeches on how they will help improve and develop the country. But in reality, those promises are just words and they remain words. So politicians make so many false promises and that they don't live up to them. If our leaders are good or if our politicians are good, India would have been a great country by now. Even after 70 years, we don't achieve what our okay freedom fighters and patriots thought about India once we got the independence, but it did not okay materialize because of these politicians, right? I'll show you a picture. That's why here what is happening. Actions speak louder than words. A father, instead of saying anything, I have so much of love for you, so much of affection towards you, just give a hug. The father gives a warm hug to his child, then the child feels so much of warmth. You simply stretch your hands and say hello, and just you touch the palm, and if you give a strong handshake and say hello, that okay makes lots of difference. That shows how much okay firmness you have in your commitment. That shows firm handshake is the okay token of commitment. So that's why that commitment is given by actions rather than the words, right? So that is very, these are the some of the important examples regarding actions. Actions are much more important. Even in an ordinary situations in our daily lives, we'll come across occasions when the people say that they feel good towards others and will help when necessary. It is very rarely that we find people who will rise up to the occasion when help is required and actually do the needful, whereas it is more often the case that all those who promise to be there when you need help just do not appear anywhere near and run away from having to help others. Very familiar situation you might have experienced. There are people who say that I am your close friend, I will do this and that whenever you want any help, whenever you are in need, just make a phone call, I am there for you. But actually, this person lands in trouble. They are nowhere near you, they simply disappear and they don't even lift your call. There are so many people around you pretending that they are your friends. But the need comes, then you know that they are not your friends. Okay, by telling some sweet words and okay, they make you, they put you in a situation, put into a situation, and they want to drag you down. Actually, okay, they're not your friends. Actually, they are your rivals. They are your enemies. Okay, who are always waiting for an opportunity for you to fall down. Okay, a good friend never praises, simply will act. The action is important. Suppose falling down, just you have to pull out. That is the situation. Just by expressing sympathy, oh, you fall down, nothing will happen. You have to get into action, right? For example, in the recent corona pandemic situation, there are so many leaders and the celebrities and cine stars. They said that a lot of love towards their fans and ordinary people, but only few people come up rise to the occasion and went on to help poor people. For example, there is a cinema actor like Sony Sood. There are so many great heroes and superstars. They didn't, they are not showing up. And this person has showed that he has helped people by booking buses and sending thousands of people to their home places. And he also arranged private planes, special planes to bring people from different countries like Philippines, etc. So that is action. Action speaks volumes rather than your false utterances, right? So whenever there is need, they say that they are there, but during the times of distress and need, they won't be anywhere. Ordinary times they say that I am your friend, but when the trouble comes, they will run away from you. When you fail in one examination, and all your friends will disappear, right? Whereas it is more often the case that all those who promise to be there when you need help just do not appear anywhere near and run away from having to help others. When trouble comes, they run away. They are not even near there, anywhere. You think that they are there, but not there. You are all alone. Where are your friends? They already ran away from you. You have to realize. So again, another example for actions are important rather than words. Such false promises are very deceitful, and we cannot rely on them. People who go on speaking and telling that I am your friend, I help you. No, they are false. You have to be very careful because they are deceiving you. When someone gets down to helping someone, it is a great step, and you should feel grateful to such people who believe in action rather than hollow words. Instead of speaking anything, there are people who are actually into action. Any moment they spring into action. Then such people should be believed, and you should give all the respect, and you should show a sense of gratefulness. You should be really grateful to the people who actually give you. You have to believe in them, not the people who go on saying good words and at the time of distress, when it matters, they run away. Then they are deceivers. You have to distinguish between who are good people, who are bad people. Good people will always be there with you when you are in need. A friend in need is a friend indeed, not those people who pretend to be your friends, who speak so many good words to you. They are not. But action-oriented people are really important for you. You have to inculcate. You should become an action-oriented person, and you should what do we call, entertain those people who are action oriented. You should choose a person of worth, not a person of words. Even during the times of, even at the work front also, there are some employees during meetings they go on speaking so many things about themselves. I have done this, but, and during the interview also the candidates will, okay, makes false promises, so many promises to the management, but the executives and other colleagues and your peers, okay, they will observe what quantity and quality of amount, amount of work that you are giving to that organization. They will observe, not what you have spoken on in a meeting, not you have promised during an interview. They will assess you only by means of how much quality you are giving, how much quantity you are giving to your organization during the work, in the work front, in the workplace also. There are people who are men of words, and there are men of actions. Men of actions will be very few actually. Even in talking about oneself, people who act and not talk are respected much more. Yes, generally, who will be respected? If you think that by just by speaking so many things amidst, and you stand tall and speak loudly, if you think that you will be respected, no. Actually, people are laughing at your back. But on the other hand, you are silent. After a week or 2 weeks time, you have given so much to your group or team, and people will slowly realize that he is the person responsible, and instead of clapping for the person who stood out and spoken loudly that he will do this and that and he is this and that on the day one, and they'll slowly keep him aside, and they will, okay, rally behind you, and they will be always around you, and they will be respecting you. They will look at with a lot of respect. So don't speak anything, just do it, help them, okay. Even if it is not on the first day, but on 10th day you will be recognized and you will be respected by people. That's very important in your life, okay. There are the ones who build, they are the ones who build world, and not the ones who really prattle and use their tongues. Who are building this world actually? Men of actions, not the men of words, right? So many things, so many scientific and the medical and so many advancements have come into this world because of hardworking people, because of these, okay, men of worth who are given so much, who have contributed to this world, not because of people who have spoken so much. Okay, world has not progressed. That you have to remember. I want all of you to be a man of worth, man of actions. So there is an activity, of course, and what you have to do, write an imaginary dialogue you had with a friend of yours. So you are having a dialogue, right? And how you helped a friend's elderly mother or old mother with her hospitalization and treatment when she had no one to do anything for her. Mention particularly how the friend whose mother she was sent you a letter of appreciation from abroad for translating words into action and raising up to the occasion. Okay. So there is a dialogue you had with a friend of yours, and how you help friends. So your friend is there, is a very good friend, and is living abroad, okay, some software company or some other company, and during this pandemic situation, let us suppose, and his mother fallen sick, there was nobody to help her, and you know that she has fallen sick and she is the mother of your friend, and you served him, nursed him, took to the hospital, and okay, you are there to see that she is well treated by the doctors and finally recovered, and she wrote a letter of her appreciation to your friend. And on the other hand, your friend called you on phone and there was a dialogue, okay. So you have to mention who is your friend, and your friend received a letter of appreciation to your friend, and friend on the other hand is calling you. So how that dialogue would be like, okay. If you are good enough writing a dialogue, you can attempt this, okay. But this value of action speak louder than words is much, much more important in your life. Speak very less. Do things and give, contribute to your group, your locality, your family, your colony, your country. That's more important nowadays. There are so many people in the society who speak a lot, but only few people who work. I want all of you to be in that second group of people. Okay, let's move on to the second value. Very, very important one. Value. Okay, can you read this? Are you able to see this? Second value on the screen? Yes. Faith will move mountains. If you have faith, first place in yourself, and faith in the supernatural power. In that power, say it is God, some universe, cosmic reality, nature, whatever you call, that faith will definitely help you. First, you should have faith in yourself and faith in God or whatever power that is governing this universe. If you have this faith, you can move biggest of mountains, right? So what is this about? We'll see. This is a thought-provoking and inspiring quotation. Faith will move mountains. It's really thought-provoking. I want all of you to think over this, why it is so powerful. Faith is so powerful thing. Okay, as we know, everyone wishes to achieve many things in life, but usually many of us do not succeed in achieving anything, and often we tend to curse our fate or misfortune. Okay, so many youngsters want to become big officers and they want to make big in their life, but after some years they realize that they didn't make it, and they go on cursing themselves. This is my fate. Okay, this is my horoscope. Okay, they go on blaming themselves. But why this happened? Okay, many people want to achieve so many things, only few people achieve. Why? Where lies the fault? Only thing is they don't have faith in themselves. Even if you are weak, even if you are from a poor family, from a rural background family, okay, if you are not physically very attractive, then if you have faith in yourself, if you have faith in the natural forces, force of nature, or force of God, or the power of prayer in your life, you will make it. Okay, so how is it? We'll see. But the fact is that we have only ourselves to blame for our failures. Why you are failing? You blame others and your teachers, your parents, your background, your family, circumstances, that you are a poor person and you are from Telugu medium background, this and that's you. Okay, go on singing a song. Because of that I failed. But it is you, and you are lacking faith in yourselves, you failed. You have to blame yourself first. You have to own up responsibility. Suppose you failed in the first year examination and blame, I am failed. I am a failure. So first accept. From that acceptance, you own up the responsibility. When you own up the responsibility, then you believe in yourselves. If you throw on, okay, throwing the blame, if you go on throwing the blame to others, then you will be a failure forever. It is not enough that we wish to achieve something. So if you want to become something, that's not enough. What else you should have? It is said that when one has faith, of any kind of faith you should have. First thing is you should have faith. What is that faith? Faith in the self, that is okay, one thing. It is possible to surmount many obstacles and achieve great heights. Either it is faith in the self, or faith in God, faith in the prayer, faith in the cosmic reality, or some new supernatural power, whatever it is, some faith should be there apart from your wish or desire. Though I believe it is true that when one believes that something is possible, the most surely it is. If you believe and if you have the faith, then it is going to happen. If you don't have the faith and if you don't believe that, it's not going to happen. Somehow you should believe in yourselves, right? So if you believe, mostly it is, the most surely it is going to happen. Where there is a will to achieve, there is a way to reach the goal. So if you have faith, you will have a will, and if you have a will, you will find out your ways and means, in what way you should go, in what way you should pursue your goal, you will understand. Okay, new doors will open up. If you are focused, if you have faith, okay, you will find out your own avenues, your own paths, and go and reach your destiny. Goals are set by individuals, but in the process, we also rely on superhuman forces to help us reach them. Okay, we set our goals, but on the other hand, apart from faith in yourselves, apart from your strong goal, okay, set for yourself, then you should also rely on superhuman forces. What is it? What is the textbook saying? Superhuman force means maybe the faith in your credentials, faith in your belief system, faith in your hardworking nature, faith in God, etc. Whatever it is, some superhuman force should help you apart from your strong goal set for you. That is where faith comes in. Apart from your strong belief and everything, okay, there should be faith. Apart from hard work also, there should be some extra element, that is faith. Many individuals place their trust in another external power because that gives them strength and hope that another power will take over import to success. Many people believe in this power. They will have faith in that power. For example, Gandhiji had faith in the power of God. He is a firm believer. Because of power, he believed that India can achieve independence by following truth and non-violence. And in fact, he succeeded because he had faith in the power of God. Right? True believers means believers in God, may go by this belief, but as all of us know, belief is an additional reinforcing power. It is additional power actually. Apart from your own inner power, your hardworking, your belief system, apart from that, you should have that. You should anchor to that. You should bank onto that external power, that is faith in God, faith in prayer, faith in the supernatural reality, faith in the universal forces, which takes us through our difficulties and worries. So this prayer, this power will definitely help you overcome those difficulties. Otherwise, even if you have a very strong faith in yourself, that won't help you. Apart from your own, okay, positive qualities, positivities, you should have something else coming extra from this universe. Okay, what matters is that if we have the proper drive or determination to carry on with our plans in the face of obstacles. So if you have real power and determination, ultimately that decides. Okay, if you have a proper drive and determination, if you have inner motivation, is also a faith in yourself. Apart from that, this inner faith and faith, okay, that comes from, that you anchor to, which is there externally, which is available, which is always there for you from the universe. These two should be combined to get success. These two will help you overcome obstacles, and you can, with that faith from external source, from inner motivation, you can move mountains. Okay, a person who lacks faith and determination will feel despondent. That despondent means dispirited and defeatist. A person feels defeated when he lacks this faith. Okay, I can't make it, my abilities won't do, people say. But why you are not a helpless person in this universe. You are there, you have a strong goal. Apart from that, if you can, okay, if you know the secret of, okay, receiving those universal, okay, help from the universe, that faith, okay, then definitely you will bail out of difficult situations. You will definitely reach a greater targets. Okay, you can reach the unreachable, and you can definitely, you don't have to feel worried about or despondent when the greater, okay, unsurmountable, okay, goal is there before you. But a person with enough willpower or determination goes on and on till he succeeds. It is observed that faith is the key component to the greatest achievements. Faith in yourself, another important. Faith in yourself and faith in the external power, a power of the universe. These are important. I'll show you one important person who has this faith and who really move mountains. Who is this? Guess. This is the person. This is an Australian by name, Nick Vujicic. He has no legs and no hands. Okay, he is completely devoid of limbs, but is such a phenomenal success. Is capable of, okay, answering phone calls. Is capable of swimming. Is capable of playing piano or some other musical instrument. Okay, he is capable of rearing his own children, and he is capable of giving motivational speeches to millions of people across the world. He's a motivational speaker. Now he's on the stage, that's motivating so many disabled people. And he has started a foundation, what you call profitless, okay, organization, that is Life Without Limbs. He himself is a big example of this proverb, that is faith will move mountains, right? For example, Rome is renowned for its architectural beauty, but it was not built overnight. How Rome is built? Rome is one of the ancient cities of the world. It is one of the greatest cities, but it's not built in a single day. It took the pain and labor of many slaves to complete the construction. So it is a fact that nothing can be achieved overnight. So if you want to achieve greater things, you should have faith and you should have perseverance, and you should have continued drive within yourself, and then only you can achieve monumental things in your life. We simply cannot hope to achieve anything great within a day. Okay, this faith in yourself will drive you forward. Okay, on and on, just like Gandhiji led our struggle from 1915 to 1947. Though he's a simple man, Britishers thought that okay, he's simply like a fakir, okay, a layman, a lanky man. Nothing can be achieved by him, but he achieved and showed to the world. Nowadays, his example is taken as an inspiration for so many civil rights movements in America, South Africa, etc. Only with faith in ourselves and hard labor can anything of real significance be achieved. So if you want to really achieve big things in your life, you should have faith in yourself and hard labor. These two are important. And I've told you in the beginning, faith in the universal force. Generally, this line is used to mean that if you are determined enough with the faith, you can find a way to achieve what you want, even if it is very difficult. So this line means faith will move mountains, is used to mean that if you are determined enough with the faith, you can find a way. If you have the faith in yourself, your God, your supernatural power, then you will have the determination. How come a person, okay, possesses the power of determination? How a person is determined? Because he has faith. He knows that I have the power of God with me. I have my own hard-working power. Inner and outer, both forces are there with me. Then only he is determined. Otherwise, he will be distraught. He will be very, very, despondent. He feels helpless. He feels defeated, right? And activity, of course. This is a very simple passage. One or two examples I gave you. And with this knowledge, I wanted you to do activities A. There are two activities, A and B. We'll see one by one. A. Imagine a situation in which Raka, name of a girl who had applied for national eligibility test examination, was almost giving up hope that she could do well in it. Okay, she has applied for national eligibility test, but she has almost given up. She thought that I won't be able to, do it well. She won't be able to take the examination. She's not prepared. She doesn't have that ability. Her mother came along, and his mother, who is a very, very devout and pious person, and she came along. She noticed her difficulty. Why you are feeling so sad and defeated? Nothing to worry. And she stood by her side, and what did he do? What did she do? And asked her to pray fervently. She advised the girl, pray to your God, go to that, okay, room, and whatever idol you worship, whatever God you worship, pray fervently that you want help from that God that you are worshipping. That is the prayer. Her faith that Raka will do well sustained Raka, and with that she went on to face the examination and succeeded. She prayed. The girl prayed very fervently and lot of devotion. She made a very strong prayer, and somehow she got that faith. She got assurance that she is going to do that examination well, and with that faith, she succeeded. With that faith, she gained confidence. With that faith, she became determined, and with that faith, she became a very strong person. She was not a very, very weak person. Strength came from that prayer. and she channelized her energies. Okay, went on taking all the notes when she utilized the available few days most effectively, and she was not distracted by social media, etc. And within a short span of time, she overcome the rose to the occasion, succeeded. That is the power she got from the faith, right? Write a short dialogue between the mother and daughter that we have mother and daughter that would have happened after a rock of faces examination. So she finally cleared the examination, and imagine and try to write the dialogue between the mother and daughter. What would have happened? They must have been thinking about, they must have been talking about the prayer, how she was very distressed and desperate, very desperate at one point of time, how her mother came along and stood by her, and how she prayed, and how she got that energy and the faith, and how she attempted the examination and finally succeeded. All these things they shared post the success in the examination, right? Two, another boy called Dhara. Okay, Dhara was, okay, I'll just give you, who is this person? Dhara, right? Okay, just wait for a minute. Dhara. Okay, right. Dhara. Dhara was completely distraught, upset. Means distraught, upset. He was very, shorted, and he was very dull because his father had an accident and was in hospital. He was severely injured. He had no hope of his father, recovering. So he called out to the powers that his mother prayed to. His mother was praying very strongly to God, and he also called that power. He also joined the prayers. Imagine a conversation that he had with his mother after his father was saved and is out of the hospital. So finally, with the power of prayers, his mother prayers and the joint prayers from him and his mother, his father recovered from the hospital, and after his recovery, imagine that there is a dialogue between his mother and himself. How that dialogue is going to be. Choose your words carefully, but make the dialogue realistic. It should be realistic dialogue, just like you and I speak in our day-to-day activity, day-to-day life. Add in phrases and sentences that will picturize his anxiety. In the beginning, he was very anxious. That is whether his father is going to be survived or not. Finally, his mother, okay, had faith in the power of prayers, and he also joined the prayers, and finally he pulled through and he successfully came out of the injury, and he was a normal person now. So imagine and write a dialogue by choosing appropriate phrases and sentences so that you will picturize, right? So these are the two values you are seeing in this video. I hope you understood and you also enjoyed. So dear first year student, we'll meet again in my next video, and I want all of you to do like, share and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let us meet again in my next video. Until then, take care.